Rajat Kumar Singh joins us. He's Group CFO, ACME Solar Holdings. Mr. Singh, thank you so much for joining us. Let's start with you explaining what the significance of these two new PPAs are and how it builds and adds to the overall book.
Yeah, good morning. Actually, these two PPAs which we have already won before, so it just got signed in the last quarter. And if you look at 300 megawatt, this is a Seeker solar at a tariff of 3.05, which is very attractive in terms of standalone solar today, which got signed in the last quarter itself. And the plant is fully operational right now. Apart from that, we also signed, again, one before 250 megawatt of FDRE project with NHPC that was also signed. And recently, as one of your journalists informed, we won 550 megawatt hour of standalone battery. So this is the first standalone battery project in our portfolio. And we believe, this is a good roadmap for the country to go forward and start replacing thermal energy. Because thermal energy till now has been meeting the peaking power requirement. When you have standalone battery, you can actually store the power in the solar hours and start discharging in the peak hours. And in India, as you are aware, the peak hour is in the morning and evening. So we can start supplying during the peak hours without having to generate for it. So this is very significant as far as we are concerned. And again, this is part of our portfolio, which is new, and we'll be looking to grow this portfolio going forward.
What is the capacity utilization that you come up to after the Rajasthan order?
So the capacity utilization in Rajasthan again remains, close to 30%.
Okay.
In Rajasthan, all the solar plants are operating at 29.4%. On an overall basis, as you have rightly pointed out, it is 25.6%. And because the Rajasthan weightage is going to increase, so this will slightly increase going forward because most of our solar projects going forward are largely coming in Rajasthan, which is a high irradiation state.
Rajat, good morning. Hiral on this side. Let's talk about the BESS tender as well. What is ACME's role in terms of the BESS segment in the next 3 to 5 years, and how much will it contribute in terms of financials?
So if you look at it, our existing portfolio of close to 7,000 megawatt, actually close to 50% includes battery. So the battery is something that is not new to us, which we call FDRE project. So we are already in an advanced stage of tying up a battery with two suppliers. I think the market will come to know very soon, which we have not announced till now. The standalone battery is again new, but this is not new as a concept to us because we are using this battery and engaging in the supply chain very actively, finalizing the prices. And the big thing today in terms of India, when you are building up these capacities for peaking, supply, the battery prices have been significantly coming down. When we actually bid for these projects, 1.5, 2 years before, the battery prices were significantly higher. But we tied up the power purchase at a good price. Now the battery prices are coming down. That's why a lot of these distribution companies actually want to store solar and set up the standalone battery. So this battery capacity is, of course, this is standalone is smaller today, but it is going to go up. And it will add significantly to our pipeline going forward.
So Rajat, I'll interrupt over here. One is significant revenue contribution that you're seeing. If you could quantify that for the viewers. And how do you plan to finance these projects from here on, and the kind of impact it will have on your return on capital employed?
So the battery, this standalone battery project which we have won, this will generate additional revenue of 60 to 70 crores. But of course, this is a smaller, 550 megawatt hour project, 275 for peaking powers of two plants. But this sets up a good roadmap. And of course, it will significantly, increase whatever we have communicated. This will only become better. I'm not stating any specific number at this stage because we are actually, finalizing our accounts. But this is definitely going to add compared to a standalone solar. Anything is added to the battery because your peaking power is supplied. So your, return on capital employed, return on equity, and overall profitability is going to go up. And as far as the financing question is concerned, the financing, of course, as you are already aware, the battery tenders have certain amount of viability gap funding. So the amount of financing that will be required is net of this viability gap funding and will be typically funded as any debt equity ratio, 75-25 typically during the construction stage. And the tenor of the debt that we typically tie up for our projects is 18 to 20 years.
So this viability gap funding, are there any receivables in Q1? And what is the timeline on these, Mr. Singh?
So we have just won the project in Q1. It is not going to contribute definitely in Q1 because we have just won the project. So this will take some time, maybe in 3 months or so, we'll sign the power purchase agreement. But these projects can be executed very quickly because they will be executed at the evacuation point of the distribution companies in Andhra Pradesh. So definitely in next to 18 months, we can execute these projects in addition to our major projects of 7,000 megawatts. So if you look at it in overall scheme of things, this is smaller relative to our overall capacity buildup, but definitely adds on to it, right? Because we have already stated that by 2028, we are looking to operationalize 6970 megawatt and then go up to 10,000 megawatt in 2030. So this basically it's a journey in that direction.
And what is the plan for debt reduction as you're going forward?
So as far as, as you are already aware, these projects are funded in special purpose vehicles. We don't take any debt as far as the holding company is concerned, which is a listed.
I'm not talking about the specific projects. I'm saying on your books in a consolidated fashion.
So we have already stated to the market the net debt to EBITDA number, which is less than 5.5. Today we are, of course, much less than that. So we are definitely going to stick around at that number and lower than that number. Our projects are continuous amortizing debt projects. So we keep on paying the debt on a quarter-to-quarter basis. It keep reducing. As our EBITDA goes up, our debt will definitely go up because the projects are funded 75-25. But this will keep on reducing as the revenue gets generated on quarter-to-quarter basis. But yes, there is a cap of 5.5 as we have already communicated to the market and will always remain below that.
Okay. And what is the Capex you've penciled in for this financial year?
So this financial year we have already, our guidance was total 550 megawatt of total capacity. We have already completed 450 megawatt. And 100 megawatt only will be completed by this financial year. The major capex which we have already tied up, which will come only the next financial year, which will be close to 17,000 crores because of our target execution of FDRE capacities in FY27, which is basically 17,000 crores, and we have already tied up the debt for it. This year the capex will not be that large because out of 550 megawatt we have committed, we have already completed 450 megawatt. The 100 megawatt is also in advanced stage of completion. During this financial year, that will be completed. So the last part of the capex for this year has been completed or have been committed, which is limited to 550 megawatt.